Good morning, Limitless Mum community. How is everyone today? Amber Cherelle coming to you live inside our private group today for a free freaking masterclass that is going to seriously unlock revenue in your business. What I'm most excited about today is what I have to share with you is going to help you to increase your revenue. And at this time of year, as we're like wrapping up the final quarter of 2025, we want to like see our sales revenue increase, but we also want to prepare ourselves. And I just want to set the scene a little bit here. What I want to share with you today and what I'm going to invite you to today is to help you set the scene for how you are going to continue your trajectory and revenue trajectory in your business moving into 2026 as well. This is not a masterclass for just short-term wins and short-term gains. What I want to share with you is something that is going to help you to continue to evolve and grow your business. Is going to help you evolve and grow your business long term. So we're looking for sustainable growth, sustainable evolution. So without any further ado, what are we talking about today? We're talking about the power of word of mouth marketing. And essentially what we're talking about are referrals and recommendations into your business. The power of those, how they can actually amplify your revenue, and more importantly, how you don't have to leave that to chance. So how many of you, if you're here watching live, how many of you would actually really love it? Like, have ever sat there and thought, I wish more people referred my work. I wish more people like sent their friends and family to me. I wish my clients actually shared my products, offers, and services with their community and with their network, because that would be easier. Because that would save me lots of work and effort. That would give me a wider reach, because that would increase my sales, because that would matter to me. For whatever reason, how many of you have actually had that thought cross your mind? And how many of you have never really thought about it? How many of you have always thought that your sales were going to come through your website and your SEO optimization or your social media channels, and you were going to build your audience that way, and that's where you were going to nurture and convert your leads and so forth? Like, there are two sides of this coin. There are going to be those of you who have thought about the impact and a desire to have more referrals in your business. And there are going to be those of you who are thinking, I hadn't even really considered that there was something that I could do personally to increase the referrals and recommendations into my business. So which side of the coin do you land on? Let me know in the comments. And if you are watching on replay, do hashtag replay, comment along as if you're live, and I will come back and respond to you all, I promise. Okay, so I absolutely love referrals and recommendations. They just hit differently. Like, they really hit differently. I love all sales. I love all sales. I love making money in my business. And what kind of business owner would I be if I didn't? But I am always grateful and glad, and to anyone in here who's watching this who has ever referred somebody to me to work with me in any capacity, shape, or form, like, I am so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful for every referral that I receive into my business. Referral sales, like I say, just hit differently. And I don't just want to explain this to you. I'm going to share some things with you in a moment, get you excited about the potentials of referrals and recommendations in your business in a moment. Some real life examples from my business of just how much revenue can be generated when you understand how to turn one happy, like, ecstatic client into many. And with all of the things that you had thought you had to do in order to drive more sales and revenue into your business, have had you overworking, have had you pouring hours and hours into content creation, have had you pouring hours and hours into email marketing, into perfecting your websites, into becoming a copywriter, like doing all of these roles and skills in your business that you probably didn't at the beginning realize that you were going to have to do so much of, that you were going to have to become an expert in order to generate revenue in your business. I think most of us, when we start out, especially if you're a heart-led entrepreneur that's here for impact, you know that you started out with a pure intention in your heart to create something that mattered to people, that like positively impacted their lives in some way, shape, or form, which is what all of you in this community are here for. When you set out to do that, you probably also had some frequency, I know I did, around like wanting to make money, wanting to make an income, doing something that you love, doing something that really brings you joy, doing something that you're good at, doing something that like feels purposeful to you. And yet, despite all of those intentions, a lot of us end up spending less time delivering and doing the thing that we love and more time marketing and selling. And that's not the part of our work that we enjoy the most. So referral marketing hits differently because it is a living, breathing representation of the vision that many of us had when we first started our business. To spend more hours in delivery, spend more time creating the thing that we want to create, impacting people in the way that we want to impact them, and not being salespeople or marketing people. It allows you to come back to that heart-led experience. So that's what I want to create for you, is to get you off the treadmill. Now, caveat, this is not to replace social media marketing or other forms of marketing in your business. But you will see, and as I'm going to share with you today, that it will change the way you approach your social media as well. It will change the way you approach other marketing channels, and it will change whereabouts they land in your customer journey and your customer experience and your purpose of using those channels. And it will make social media and other marketing platforms feel so much lighter. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen. So, the power of word of mouth marketing, turning one client into many through the power of referrals. So, what we're here for, you already know, we're here to discuss, explore, and highlight the power of word of mouth marketing. Why? Because wouldn't you love to experience that? Like more sales without investing more time, more money, more energy into online marketing channels. No more burning out over your social media and more time doing what you freaking love. That's the point. To also have your very own, like the way I see this, the way I see the clients that refer people to my business, the customers and previous buyers that refer other people and recommend other people to my brand, is that I literally have my own personal sales team that sells and promotes my products or services without being asked to do so. And they're happy to do so without being paid a salary for it. And there is a caveat to that. I do offer affiliate commissions to those that have signed up to affiliate programs and that kind of thing. But a lot of those people that join the affiliate system would have been sharing my products offers and recommending them anyway. So it's like they get rewarded for that on top. But it's like they would happily do that, not because I've asked them to, not because there's pressure to, not because they feel obligated to, but because they literally have so much love for what they've received, and they think other people should have it, know it, receive it as well. Like, how good would that feel in your business? And also people who regularly share your work with their wider network so that you can actually reach a wider population of people and have a bigger impact in the world with your brand and your offers and your services. And also increase your sales, increase your revenue, because that's what we're here for. We're in business, we're here to make money. And there is we have to own that fully to be able to receive what it is we truly desire, but not just to increase your revenue, like by pushing and hustling more, but in the most efficient, effective way possible. And I truly believe that word of mouth marketing and referral marketing is the way to do that. And perhaps, like so many of you that I've been speaking to this week, you're actually just tired. You're tired. You're tired of chasing likes, views, and engagement with very little conversion rate. You're growing your audiences on social media, but they're not necessarily always converting. Or for some of you, it's like I'm even struggling to grow my audience on social media. And I'm going to show you how word of mouth marketing can actually also support you in your social media growth as well. So that gets to be exciting. Wondering why your clients say that they love your offers, but they don't actually recommend them to family and friends. So perhaps you have clients that do, regularly tell you, they leave testimonials, they leave feedback, like they're happy to say that they really loved the work that you did. They seem to have had a really positive experience, but they don't actually send and refer people to you. They don't recommend people to you. Why is that? And maybe you see other people in your industry or niche, being mentioned in comments when somebody's looking for somebody in your niche, and like their clients are always tagging them in things or commenting about them in things or talking about them in networking rooms, and you wonder why that's not happening for you also. We're going to talk about that today. And also, maybe you're just feeling like a slave to the algorithms, like you're just tired of fighting Meta and its changes and all of those things, and you just like social media to feel easier, because wouldn't we all? So that's why. And my intentions for you today is to tap you into understanding the revenue potential that's awaiting for you now that you know how to leverage word of mouth marketing. We're going to share with you real life examples from my own business, which is where we're going to start, where one paying client has been transformed into over £10,000 in recommendation and referral sales. And I'm going to show you a few examples of various different price points. It's not like dead on £10,000, but are real examples from my business. I shared these with people back in April as well, and it just goes to show how turning one client into many can, 10 times your revenue potential, sometimes even more. Like, it's such a dramatic shift in your business. And share with you the research and biopsychology, some research and biopsychology insights that will inform how you go on and how you move in your business from here on out. Like, if you do nothing else after this masterclass, if you bear in mind these 3 things and use that to inform how you build your client experience and your client services from here on out, it will change how many referrals and recommendations you get into your business, and it will make you want to do these things. And why, like, my mission, truly and fully, why this matters to me, why I truly freaking think it's going to change things for you, is because I want to give you options. I want to give you options. It's not about like, this is the only way you should market yourself. There is no one blanket all. I don't believe in one size fits all business systems, but I do believe that there are a bazillion options out there for you on how you can make more money in your business from a place of alignment and as a heart-led business owner that wants to make a shit ton of money and wants to have a positive impact in the world and actually gives a shit about her clients and her customers and their experiences. That's what I want for you. And I want you to have your time and energy back, which are your 2 greatest resources and assets as a person, as a human being, and as a business owner. And so for me, this is one of those options, one of many options open and available to you. And I want to make you aware of it. And also to bring back exceptional customer service and exceptional customer experiences and change the landscape of online buyer experiences. How many of you have had a really shitty buyer experience? Perhaps you bought something and it didn't do what it said it would. Perhaps you bought something and then you never heard from the company again. Perhaps you bought something but then you were really excited about it and then it was just disappointing. All of those things. Like, I want to change that. This shouldn't be happening. And what we're going to talk about here and then later on in the talked about experience will change this overall. So like, there's an industry and niche mission that I'm on because I want to bring it back to the place where people are excited to buy again, that they have that trust, and that starts with us, the business owners that are actually providing services and offers and products out there in the world. So with all of that being said, I'm going to start off by showing you some real examples in my business. This is to get you excited about the potential, but it's also going to help me to demonstrate some of the things that I want to share with you, the 3 pieces of research that I want to share with you. So this is real life scenario number 1. Now, this beautiful individual here, who shall remain unnamed, we actually took a course together 2 years before she ever came to work with me. We took a course together, we got to know each other there. That's where we connected. So this had absolutely nothing to do with my marketing. I wasn't showing up like in this course as a leader particularly. Like, we were in the same course together, we were peers. And 2 years later, like, we stayed connected. 2 years later, she actually asked me about my mentorship. Okay, so she joined the mentorship and also at the same time joined the Limitless Mum Academy. So this beautiful individual came to work with me one-to-one. Now, literally within, I think it was about a week, maybe 2 weeks after working with me one-to-one, and it might not have even been that long, I can't remember now, but she actually sent me a client of hers to do a human design business reading with me. So she came and did a human design business reading, one of these, and over the course of the next couple of months, this individual actually sent me all of these different people as referrals. So how many we've got here? 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. It was 12 individuals. Okay, so 12 individuals she referred to me over the course. Some of them were her clients, some of them were friends, and some of them I think were family members. This one she actually gifted. So she purchased them a reading as a gift. This individual came in and did a paid masterclass with me. This individual then signed up to do a mentorship with me. And I think these individuals were human design readings. Again, I put this together like back in April, so I'm trying to remember, but ultimately this person referred 12 people into my business, and these were 12 paying clients. So again, I want to like reiterate here in this example, not every single person that somebody recommends you to will go on to buy. These are people that actually went on to purchase from me. Now, from here, these 5 individuals also had such exceptional, epic, beautiful experiences, were also really excited about what they received, that they also went on to refer other clients to me. So there were three referrals here, 3 human design business reading referrals here. One of them did a human design business reading and then came into belief synergy. Another human design referral, and these 2 did paid trainings, 2 different paid trainings together as well. So overall, from this one single client, this is the revenue breakdown, and this is based on known trackable referrals. So I can't account for people that I didn't know whether they came from her or not. And this is also up until April. There have been more individuals referred to me by this beautiful, beautiful being and soul in my life since then. But this is ending at April, and this is based on known trackable referrals that I can track through my business. I know where each of these clients came from. I know how they came to me. Now, I want to talk about something that's so super powerful and why I truly believe that this scenario worked out in the way that it did. And that is my first research point. In biopsychology, there is something known as transferred trust. And what transferred trust is something that you will have experienced in your own life. And I'll give you an example. You're walking through the town centre and there is a person collecting money for charity. You know, the ones, they stand in the street, they've got a clipboard, they want to tell you all about the charity, and they want you to get you to sign up for a monthly membership. Now, as you walk past them, you already have an expectation that this person is going to try and get money from you. This person's going to try and get you to sign up to the charity. You can already see the charity name on their jumper. Like, you're already approaching them, you already know what's coming. And at the same time, they're a complete stranger to you. You have no trust for them. You don't really trust what you're saying. That, you know, they have an objective. You know that, like, they're in it to get sales, to get commission, and so forth. Like, there is also there's already a level of distrust there before we go into this relationship. And you walk past them and you maybe like try not to look at them, you avoid making eye contact, they collar you, they have a conversation with you, they try to sell you into something, but it's a really hard sale for them because they already know that they have a job to do to gain your trust. Essentially, in that conversation, their role is to gain your trust before anything else. Yeah. Now think about this scenario. Your friend, you're sitting at coffee together in a cafe. You've gone past this guy, you're sitting having coffee in a cafe with your friend, and she says, I've been working with this animal charity lately. I've been volunteering there 2 times a week, and it's really beautiful the work that they're doing. Like, they've taken in so many rescue dogs and they're all getting rehomed, and they take care of the animals really well, and like all of the money that they raise goes to like bedding and feeding and vets bills, and like it's just such incredible work, and I'm having such joy working there. But they're looking for more donations. Like, if you ever feel like donating, like we need donations in any way, shape or form. Like, you can donate in money, you can donate in dog food, you can donate in this and that. And you're like, yeah, I want to help. Why? What's different? It could be exactly the same charity, but something changed. You were more open to receive. You were more curious. Why? Trust. That's why. Because you already trust this person. You already trust your friend. You already know their values and what's important to them. You trust their opinions and their judgment to a point. Like, there's a level of trust there. Otherwise, they wouldn't be your friend, right? So you already have an environment where trust has been built, a relationship where trust has been built, and because you trust their opinions and their recommendations and their experiences and the things that they're telling you, you're more likely to trust the charity itself, and you'll be willing to give to the charity itself. Even though she doesn't own the charity, even though she doesn't run it, even though she's just like loosely connected to it, she only just started volunteering there, might have only been there for a week, but she trusts them. And so there is a level of trust automatically gained and transferred. And this is what happens. Over 2 years, this individual built trust with me, not as a client, not as a customer, not like just as somebody that I knew as an acquaintance in the online space through a course that we took, who became a friend, who, we spoke every now and again over the course of those 2 years, but there was a level of trust there. And she knew what I did, and she came to me because of that trust. And that trust was maintained throughout the beginning of her mentorship experience and beyond. That trust was maintained. And her level of trust for me was transferred to her clients and her friends who already trusted her. This is part of our buyer psychology, is transferred trust. I'm going to go on to the second scenario, and then I'm going to deepen this, because when there is transferred trust, something else happens that is beautiful and magical. And I want to show you that. So this is a smaller example, and by smaller I mean in total there were only 6 referrals that came from this one individual. Okay, so there were just 6 referrals, but those 6 referrals in turn still added up to a total sales revenue of £7,475 over all of these clients. So those 6 clients became a total sales revenue of £7,475. That's not a lot of people. So for those of you who have been thinking that I need thousands of followers, tens of thousands of followers to generate the kind of monthly revenue I want to create in my business, and you've been looking at numbers en masse, like you've been trying to cast your net so wide, because the more people I have, and the more people that see my brand, and the more people that I get in front of, like I get my products and offers in front of, the quicker they will convert and the more sales I will make and so forth. Like if you've been running your mind down those lines and chasing wider and bigger audiences consistently and constantly to no avail, it's because you've been holding on to this belief. The truth is that you can have a big audience with high conversions, and you can have a big audience with no conversions. You can have a big audience that you entertain through entertaining reels and value content and all of these things, and they might never buy from you. But you could have a tiny audience. You could have one client, literally one client, and this is what this scenario demonstrates, that just knows 6 other people that they happily refer and recommend you to, and generate more revenue than you did having 30,000 people in your audience watching your reels and never buying. This is the power of word of mouth marketing. So this individual took a free masterclass. She signed up for one of my free masterclasses. I'm not sure how she found me before that, if I'm honest, but she signed up for one of my free masterclasses. So this could have been through like social media. A friend might have recommended that masterclass to her. I actually don't know. But she came and then joined the mentorship. And she came and did a 6-month mentorship with me. And during the time in her mentorship, she gifted a human design business reading to her friend and referred me to 3 other individuals for human design business readings. And all 4 of these had their reading. Now, this one also went on to gift, as a birthday gift, a reading to a friend. And this individual referred another human design business reading to me. This individual didn't, all perfect, and this individual became a repeat buyer. So whilst they didn't actually refer knowingly, that I know of, anyone else into my business, they did become a repeat buyer, meaning that they didn't just purchase one thing from me, but they purchased multiple things over the course of their lifetime. Okay. So I want to demonstrate here with this one is that these 6 referrals happened in a window like this. From the masterclass to the mentorship to the gifting of a reading to referring these 3 other individuals happened in like a 7-day window, there or thereabouts. Super quick. There was no hesitation. And this is the thing, the power of transferred trust. What transferred trust does, it doesn't just mean people trust you before they've even like interacted with you. It means that they also are quicker to purchase and they are quicker to convert as buyers. These three individuals, let's say she sent them a link. She was like, hey, I'm working with this mentor at the moment. You really should get a human design business reading. She's great. Here's the link. Go check it out. Trust was established in that conversation before they ever clicked the link. That's what transferred trust does. And then they go, okay, I'm curious, let me take a look. And they click the link. Now, this individual already knows who I'm for, what I do, what the value of what I do is, how it can help people, how it can support them. So she's only recommending it to people she knows that it's good for. People that are either similar to her, have similar problems, or that she knows that I can help. So all three of those individuals that landed on that webpage knew they were in the right place for the thing or problem that they needed a solution for, or for something that they were super excited about, like human design. I want to know more about my design, right? They already knew they were landing in the right place. They were my kind of buyer. They were my kind of person. They were my ideal client. So the landing page already spoke to them. They already went there with an intention to buy, with a like, let me see if I want this, not let me discover what this is about, let me see what all the fuss is about. It's like, let me see if I want this. They've gone with an intention to buy. So they click the link, they read, they make sure it's for them, for the right person, and they buy. There was no need to convince. They didn't need to take a free masterclass. The individual before them had already done that. They didn't need to jump on a sales call just to make sure, because the trust was already there and they were the right people for the right thing at the right time. So referrals and recommendations convert quicker, easier, and faster because of the transfer to trust, which means less work on your behalf. Not only was there less work in the marketing, but there's also less work in the sales process for you. As long as where they are being referred to is an accurate representation of the work that you do, number one, and the experience that your previous clients are telling people about. That's really key. Because if they had landed on that landing page, and let's say this mentorship client said, you really want to book a human design business reading, it's going to help you to get your energy back, you won't keep burning yourself out, it's going to simplify your business. Like, that's what that person had told them. And yet they got to the landing page, and what they actually started to read about was magnetism and I don't know, there was no mention of burnout at all. It was all about like live your design, be who you were always designed to be, and like amplify your magnetism and your confidence so that you can sell more. And they'd be like, yeah, that's not really what I was looking for. I was looking to like simplify my business so I don't burn out. Because I keep running into burnout. I'm exhausted. I can't keep going. They're going to get to the landing page and it's not going to be it'd be an accurate representation of my work, because all of that would be true, but it wouldn't be an accurate representation of what my client was sharing about the reasons why she jumped in and what she's gotten out of the experience. So it wouldn't be an accurate representation. So they'd get there and they'd be confused. It's like, I trusted you, but now I'm here. This isn't really what I need. So that's one of the things that you can start to think about. The places that I want my referrals and recommendations to come to, whether that be your social media channel, whether that be your website, is it an accurate representation of the work that you do and what people are talking about you for? Transfer trust will do what it does best in your business when those two things are also in place, which is something that I help you to get put in place during the talked about experience, and I talk you through how to actually do that. Okay, there is one more example. Real life scenario number 3. Okay, so this was an individual that joined a mini course, one of my paid like lower ticket offers, and she also did a human design reading. So she did the paid course and then she booked in to do a human design reading as well. I think the course came first and then the human design reading was afterwards. It was. I remember. It was that way around. And so we actually did this reading in person and it was absolutely fantastic. And off the back of this reading, what was really exciting about this is that the very reason the following referrals happened was because off the back of this reading, she chose to make a decision in her business from a place of human design alignment that blew her business up. She decided to actually start hosting networking events that turned into many networking events, that turned into events that were quite often fully booked out, that turned into this place where everyone like joined and were excited to be. And she built something absolutely phenomenal that continues to expand and evolve, And this individual story is like one of those moments where it's like human design alignment is a fucking godsend. It's a real gift. But because it wasn't just what she had to say about the readings, but there was like absolute evidence. The growth, rapid growth and expansion in her business, the evidence, the outcome of what she received was visible. And it wasn't just that she was talking about the human design business reading and how that had changed her business with friends and at the networking events, but it was also the fact that she was like, stuff was changing for her rapidly and people were saying like, why, what are you doing differently, what happened? And so she was literally given opportunities as well to talk about it. Now, I got to an event, I went to one of these events, and this is where it got really exciting, and this is where like I first realized just how many people were talking about my work behind the scenes, because I got to the event and two people came up to me and said, I've been speaking to this individual about you and she's told me how amazing it is, and look at the events that she's put together, and like I know that I need to come and do my reading with you. How do I do it? And it was like I'd been there for a few minutes and people were approaching me. I was like, yeah, okay, let's get you booked in. So these conversations had happened before I even entered the room. So that when I entered the room and I was right there in front of them, they were ready to buy. There was no question. It was like, I need to book my reading. How do I do it? Show me how to do it. Where's the link? How do I sign up? I want in. It's like, I don't know you, but I'm so glad and I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? So these two individuals did that. And these 5 people came from this event, in the same event. And as I was talking to these two, this person overheard, and we had a little conversation. And then these 2 people over here heard, and we had a little conversation. And essentially, they all came on to be clients in various different ways. So they all did human design readings with me. One of the individuals actually became a life coaching client. She was like, actually, what I really need support with is this. And we created some bespoke things for her. But again, this client specifically went on to become a repeat buyer for various different offers, products, and services in my business. And same with this individual here. And then another magical thing happened. And this was like, holy crap, how does this get to be my life kind of moment? I was sitting here working on something, don't even remember what it was. And I got a message into my Instagram that said, hey, I'm at a networking event. This person is talking about you. And there was 3 people, 3 of these clients were at this event. The event that I didn't attend, wasn't there. But these people have been talking about you, they've been talking about your readings with you. And there's a few of us here that want to get booked in. Can you send me the link? And I have a few clients that I want to refer you to as well that I know that would love this, and I'm going to send the link over to them. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, an event I didn't even attend. I had no idea this event was happening. Couldn't have attended if I wanted to because I didn't know it was on. But my name is in the room. My name is in the room, and 8 individuals from that event alone booked human design readings within, some of them on the same day of that event and some of them later. And again, you can see this is more people, but the total sales revenue was lower because the kinds of purchases that they made were lower ticket experiences. And so the total sales revenue in this little, like, what are we going to call it? Little triangle, this little experience, this little hub, this little network, this little web of individuals was £4,330. Okay. And this is why I wanted to show you all 3 of these scenarios, because first of all, it's going to look different. The total sales revenue, the total potential is going to look different for you based on the number of clients you have coming in, the number of those that go on to refer you, how wide those referrals ripple, and how well you can do at this level. Because this is great, but for each of these individual people, how well can you do at this level so that, again, these people are continuing to refer you on, and this ripples down, right? It continues to expand and expand and expand and expand. So one web can create over a lifetime more sales revenue, and within like 12 months, this web that was created just from this one client, so I say one client into many, could generate over 6 figures of revenue in your business for you. This is entirely possible. So whilst you are out there chasing 6 figures, 7 figures by showing up on social media, creating more content, actually all you needed to do was ensure that the clients that you had coming through your door had incredible experiences, reasons, and opportunities to speak about those experiences and to share them with other people, and to do the same over and over and over and over and over again, which is literally doing the thing that you love over and over and over and over again, and refining it and amplifying it. Now, one thing, I'm going to come back to scenario number one. Actually, all of the scenarios can demonstrate this in many ways. But one of the things that we also learn from research, so I dug deep. I got really excited about this. I got excited about what it was creating in my business. I got excited about the potentials that it would create for my clients if they could just grasp this, if they just knew how to leverage this. One of the things that I went and did is I did lots of research. I wanted to know how this had panned out in small businesses, and I found some really interesting things. I found some lots of statistics around referrals and recommendations, which I share and I go into depth in talked about. But there's one in particular that I found that was really exciting for me. Referrals and recommendations over the course of their lifetime as a customer or buyer have a higher lifetime value, and I think it was 97%. I didn't write it down here. I will come back and check this and add this. I'm pretty sure it was 97% higher lifetime value. And if that's not the exact figure, it's high. They will spend more with your business over the course of their lifetime than a client or customer that found you through a social media ad or through a podcast or whatever else. Those who came with transferred trust will spend more with you over the course of their lifetime. Some food for thought, you know? What does all of this mean for you? And how do we leverage this knowing? How do we leverage this knowledge in our business? The first thing that you really want to start to understand is why, one, people in general, through human psychology, human behavior, refer businesses and brands. What is it that, why does that happen? Because it's not just trust. It's not just trust alone. There are other things, and you can do this. You can start thinking about this process by looking at your own behaviors. Why do you recommend certain businesses and services over others to friends and family members? And not why would you just recommend them when they ask for a recommendation, but why will you tell them before anyone ever asks for your opinion on a brand or a service? What are the things that have been the reason why? And when you can understand that, then we can actually start to apply that to how we build our client journey and a client experience. The second thing that you really want to start looking at in your business is recognizing that it's not just one moment and one interaction that makes somebody want to refer you in your business. It is every moment and every interaction that they have with your brand along their customer and client journey. And it is what happens at the very beginning, from the very first time they come across you, right up until long after they've stopped working with you. When they've stopped, like if you are a coach, long after what happens, like after your coaching experience is over, what happens next? And what happens next? And what happens next? If you are a product-based business, it's not just after they've got the product in their hands, it's been delivered into their door. It's after, whilst they're using the product, and then what happens after that, and what's their continuation. So it's what happens when they find you, during their buyer experience, during their user experience, and then after that experience. We want to look at the entire customer journey. Thirdly, people are far more likely, and this is where this becomes so important in your business. So when you really hear this piece, people are far more likely, it has been proven, to talk about a negative experience with a brand than they are about a positive or good one. That means that along your buyer journey, when somebody has one like hiccup, not great experience, it was just okay, it was mediocre, it wasn't great, there were things that they would have improved on that journey, they are more likely to talk about that aspect of their buyer experience than they are about everything else that went before. Unless the emotional impact of the greatest parts of that experience were so freaking good that this one thing, like, it doesn't even matter anymore. And there is consistency. You know, when you have, like, think about this before, we're all human and we all recognize that sometimes errors can happen, tech problems can happen, delivery issues can happen. Like, we're all human, we recognize that that's possible. But there is also this consistency where if everything else in my experience as a buyer up to that date has been exceptional, and then a tech issue happens, or then a delivery is a little bit late, and I get, not only does that happen, but I get excellent communication during that period, a quick turnaround, a quick resolution, or whatever it might be, then that won't mar my experience of that brand. Like, I'll still be like, it was exceptional, and even when this happened, this is how they handled it, and that felt really good too. But when we have an experience where it's inconsistent, there was excellence here, but there was like this problem here, and then it was excellence here, and this problem here, and then they didn't really communicate about it, and then that kind of happens a lot. The trust is lost, the experience is marred, and the things that people remember and talk about is the problem pieces. So we want to be talked about for the right reasons. And we want to ensure that we have this consistent buyer experience across their entire journey, and that we are prepared for the potential problems that could crop up, and we know how we're going to handle and deal with those situations as well. And we want to have those values across the entire buyer experience. It is the way in which you, not your offer, I'm not talking about crafting your offer, I'm talking about the delivery and the entire experience of interacting with your brand or your business from start to finish. Yeah, the entire experience. This is what we want to start paying attention to if we want to start seeing more referrals and recommendations in our businesses. And again, delivery is the part of your work that you love. Making sure that people get what the value that you want to deliver to them in an exceptional way, that's the part of your work that you love. When you are more focused on ensuring your clients have the kind of experience that they walk away from raving about in rooms that you're not in, yes, you increase your sales and revenue, but you also get to do more of what you freaking love. And I just want to take this last piece just to talk to you a little bit about where then social media comes in. When you operate a business from this perspective, through this lens, so the way in which you use social media also changes. Because now you're not using social media to gain attention. Now you're not using social media to get more people to say, hello, you're interesting. You've entertained me for 30 seconds and now I liked that video. Let me see what else you can entertain me with. And then I got to build trust with you and nurture you to a point of buying and to a point of selling. Like, I'm no longer using social media in this way to attract attention, because that's not where I'm expecting people to find my social media. Social media stops being at the top of your funnel and it moves down into the nurture and sales sequence. So what this looks like is that your social media becomes a place where you accurately represent the work that you do, and you showcase the offers, services, and products that people can purchase from you. and you showcase your client testimonials and your feedbacks, the real things that people are saying about your brand, there's no need to perform. There's no need like for these hooks that are insanely good that get people's attention. Like none of that needs like it happens, you can do it, you can craft it. We'll talk about that in a moment. But none of that needs to be in place because what you're expecting, what your social media is actually doing is that when a client has said, you need to go and check this person out, here's their social media, go take a look. That everything that that client has said about you is accurate and your products and your offers and services is accurately represented on your social media. That people are talking about you and what they're talking about you for is what somebody sees when they show up on your social media. And that's your only role. So that as soon as they land on your social media, which will grow your audience, and they hit follow and they see the things that they're seeing, they have an accurate picture that those two things meet up, what people are saying about you and what you're expressing and showcasing and more. That they get to know the things that their friend trusts you for or their acquaintance trusts you for are seen and represented here. So that your brand values are represented, your missions represented, your products are represented, your offers are represented, the kind of person that you are is represented if it's relevant. Only the things that are relevant. Because then when they land, they're automatically like, yes, 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 this is what I was looking for. Because when somebody is coming with an intention, the friend said, I need to check this person out, I need to check this offer out because it's exactly what I need for X, Y, and Z reason. You need to go and follow her. And they've told her about it. When they come, they are coming with the intention to find out whether they want to buy. This is a very different intention. This is a very different kind of person that lands on your social media channel to the person who is coming because they want to see why people are making a fuss, or they want to see why that reel was so funny, or they want to see, like, their friends sent them a reel and like, watch this is so true. There is one kind of person that lands on your page that wants to be entertained. There is another kind of person that lands on your page when your reel's gone viral and some like people are talking about it and they're like, I want to know what all the fuss is about. What's this thing? They're here for the gossip. They're here for the entertainment. And there is an entirely different vibe when somebody is turning up with the intention to purchase something. I want to know if I want to work with this person. I want to know if I want to buy that thing. I want to know if I want them to do my website design. The way those individuals are looking at your social media is very different. One converts, one doesn't. One converts quickly, and one can take a lot of time. And I say can because sometimes people will find you, hit you, like love it and want straight in. That's possible. But that also comes down to chance. Referrals and recommendations don't come down to chance. And then there's the second piece, third piece, fourth piece. When you have crafted your social media for your existing clients to nurture them and their ability to repeat buy, and for the potential buyers that are coming to look because they're ready to buy something and they just want to know, they just want to make sure. When you're crafting for those two people, at the same time, there is a chance that your social media and your reels and your posts get seen, get shared, get reach, get audience, get engagement, but you won't be so focused and fixed on that. You won't be stressing about it. So there'll be so much ease around this. But there's a chance that that will happen. And when it does, what they will find is a totally different caliber and quality and in your content. When they do happen to find you by chance, it's going to look so different from anything else out there because everyone else is out there trying to grab attention. And they're going to land on your page and they're going to see quality. They're going to see craftsmanship. They're going to see artistry. They're going to see things that are intentionally, like very intentional. And that carries a different frequency. And that carries a different kind of magnetism and attraction, which also converts quicker. They're just some things to think about. Okay, so that's like everything that I wanted to share with you. I hope that's got you excited about the potential of recommendations in your business. I hope that's got you feeling a little bit more like, oh, all of the crap that I've been doing. And I really didn't like, I don't have to be pushing that hard. I need to focus on the people that have come through my door. I hope that has given you that kind of experience too. If it has got you thinking, like, I want to craft that kind of experience. I want to have that experience where I'm talked about in rooms that I'm not in, where sales can convert quicker, where my revenue continues to increase, where I'm building long-term, sustainable, consistent referrals into my business, because that's what we want, sustainability. And I want to create and craft those kinds of experiences, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know where the gaps are in my client journey. I'm not sure what people are actually talking around about my services for. Like, I'm not actually certain what that is. I don't know how to highlight that, and I want to know how to do my social media like that. Like, if any part of this has got you, like, left you with the questions of like, okay, let's create this. Yes, I want more referrals. Yes, I want more recommendations, and yes, I want to craft that kind of experience for my clients and customers, and I want to be part of that change as well. Like, any part of that is talking to you, speaking to you right now, then join us for Talked About. The doors to Talked About are now open. It's immediate access. You get immediate access to all 9 trainings that are currently there. These are all of the trainings that will help you to do exactly what we've just been speaking about. The modules are there. You can go through them at your own pace. I highly recommend watching one at a time. So go through one, implement, go through to the next one, implement. Otherwise, you're just like, the whole point of this is that you actually take what you're learning, you go and do the implementation of each task and put it into practice in your business, and you will start to see referrals coming through your door. That's the process. So you can access all of the immediate modules now. I'm adding a couple of bonus modules, and these modules are less about the strategy and the implementation of the strategy, but more also about the capacity, what it takes to actually to shift your social media in that way, to believe that people are talking about you in rooms that you can't, because this is one of the things that I had to get my head around. The examples that I've shown you just now are examples that were trackable, and they were also examples where, like, I heard about it after the fact. Like, I didn't know that those conversations were happening in rooms that I wasn't in until the clients came my way. And there is a part of you when you work and move in your business in this way that has to have this grounded capacity and trust that those conversations are happening even when you can't see them. Because if we don't have the energy behind it, if we are not confident in what we're doing, not only does that alter the way that we show up, but we start doing crazy and wild and weird and wonderful, wacky things with our marketing, and you'll start jumping on trends and doing all kinds of stuff because you're afraid that the sales aren't coming, the referrals aren't coming, the recommendations aren't coming. And then that messes up the whole system. That changes the whole game, because when they do come, what they start to see again is the entertainment and not the quality and excellence that you want to put out there into the world. So in order for you to hold this strategy and the capacity to hold the referrals and recommendations, there is an energetic game at play. There's also an energetic game when it comes to being talked about, because there is going to be times where there is criticism thrown your way, or you're talked about in spaces that you're not in, and you hear things through the grapevine, and this happened to me recently. And your ability to also have like a maturity, an emotional maturity around criticism that will help you to forge better systems and better client experiences long term, and also to hold your own alignment and realize that not all criticism requires you to change something in your business. And we talk about this in the Talked About experience as well. Like, there is this balance between what people desire, what people appreciate, what people don't like, who we're talking to, why we care about their opinions, and also our own personal alignment with how we want to deliver things and the vision and the mission that we have as well. And all of those things have to be taken into consideration. But this is an energetics and mindset game, not a strategy game. So I'm bringing those 2 modules into this experience as well. So that's also coming. So you get access to all of that, and you get access to the program for a lifetime, and it's about refinement. It's about refining your business over a lifetime, refining your client and customer experiences. But you're going to know after doing the Talked About experience how to go back and do that, how to continuously refine your client experience. And it's about less about creating more offers, creating more services, doing the next thing. And it's about taking what you've already got and making it better and better and better and better. Cool. All right. So if you would like to join us for the Talked About experience, like I say, doors are now open. Ask me for the link. I'll pop it in the comments below this video. I'm also going to upload this video to the website so people can come back to it, because I know Facebook will take it down after 30 days, which isn't fun. But I will make sure the link's available to you. If you have any questions about the Talked About experience, please ask them of me, and I will speak to you all soon. Have an excellent day. Bye for now.